Hi all. There have been quite a few wishes on the forum to be able to export a cab block to a single IR, or if you use it in stereo, maybe two single IRs. Especially since we got Dynacabs, it's become customary to mix even 3 or 4 cabinets per side. And in this case, we would just simply save a ton of CPU if we could capture all that and just have one IR per side. Fractal doesn't really give us that option these days, unless you use CabLab, and in CabLab you cannot use the factory Dynacabs and the factory IRs, so that's not really an option. So I will show you here 2 methods. First one is the one that's always recommended on forum, where people just say just tone match it using the Tonematch block, and I will show how that works. And it is really a hit and miss. Sometimes it works okay, other times it works quite badly. And I haven't been able to find any system as to when it works good and when it doesn't. And the other method I'll show you is to actually shoot an IR through the cab block using this in USB and some software on the computer. All of it free software. But first let's do the tone match. I will first tone match the LT-TV Mix 7, and Leon has permitted me to use this as an example. So here we have the synth block. It generates pink noise that goes through the cab block and to the mixer. In the mixer, the signal from the cab block is sent to the left, and the direct signal from the synth block is sent to the right. If we now go to the tone match block and reset that one, we'll configure and say it's the reference source is the block input. The reference source is the sound I want to achieve. So here, this is the signal from the cab block, so we'll keep this at left. My local channel, this is the sound I have now, so that would be the sound from the synth block, so that needs to be changed to the right one. I'll just keep the averaging time at 5 seconds. This is default, and in my experience it works just as well as anything else. Nothing else. We're actually ready to run it. I'll just start the synth block and then I'll start the capture. That must have been 5 seconds. Let's go back to the tone match block. We can here see the IR that we got. We'll just export it. I'll export to 231. And I will call this one LT-TV Mix 7 tone match and export this one. Good, and now it reads all the cabinet names again. Down here in the other cab block, I have prepared a comparison. So here you already have LT-TV Mix 7, and this is the capture we just made, or the tone match we just made. And if you look at the align tab, okay, looks like I need to pick it again, Lord knows why. But you can see here that there's simply something with the resolution down. This is not, I mean, it sort of captures many of the qualities of this. It's also lower in level, but there's some weird things going on down here in the lower register. We can of course also try to listen to it. So if we go over to my channel D, I already have it loaded here. Let's just make sure that it's actually the right one. And then just start the synth block and listen to it. Okay, so this one is much lower. It's usually 60 dB or so. The sound is not that different, but it is certainly different. I will do this, and this one. But then let's just try another example. So on channel B, I have another one of Leon's IRs, and it'll just do exactly the same. Now we have here, this is the Mesa Tonematch versus the original, and let's just go to align. And here, this time the Tonematch looks even worse. I don't know what's going on here. Once again, let's listen to it. I on channel B have this one, and if we go to channel D, I will mute this one and open this one up, and then we have the synth block. Again, the sound is not too far off, but I still think I can hear a difference. Now let's turn to the method that actually works. I have set up Reaper to do this for us. This can be any DAW software, because Reaper is only used for actually recording a signal. It could be anything. What really will do the magic is this Voxengo Deconvolver. First, I'll generate a test tone. It needs to be 24-bit, 48K, mono, and I like 24 seconds. I'll generate it, and let's just save it there. Close this one, then we will browse for it. Yes, and then I'll also add it to Reaper. And then I know from experience that in Reaper I need to turn it down by roughly 27 dB, otherwise I will have clipping. Now in Reaper I have set it up such that this signal is not sent to the master channel, but rather it's sent to out7, which is the USB input block. And then this one records a stereo file, so out block 1 left and right. And if we go back to AxeEdit, I will now capture both the left and the right sides of this one. So I will capture the LTTV Mix 7 on the left side and the LT Mesa on the right side. And the signal, the test tone, comes in here, goes through the cab block and out to out1. So let's record it. I like to start just a little before. And let's stop it there. Now all we need to do is go back to, I don't need to do anything else in Reaper, I just need it for the recording. So I will browse for the file. This is the recording I just made. And then I will say process. And we'll not use the reverse technique. We will use minimum phase transform, and I will normalize to minus 0.3 dB. And then all I have to do is press process. And now over here you will notice that now I have a file with the same name as the recording, but with DC added. This means deconvolved. And now I'll go back to AxeEdit and add these using the Manage Cabs preset. So we'll go to the 230s. So I want to put them there. Let's just open this browser. Again, I had it open before, but I just want to reopen it. Sometimes it makes a difference. So these are the two ones. So AxeEdit already recognizes that this was a stereo file, so it has split it into left and right. I just put them here, and I press save. I should say that I have IR processing mode set to minimum phase. And now I say save, and close. And now over here on this one I can mute this, and open these two, and I don't know, but I just want to pick them again because for some reason it doesn't update completely reliably. And again, over here on channel C, I have this comparison also set up. So we go to align, and you see this one lands exactly on top of the other one. Maybe we could do a little bit here. Actually, maybe that's actually the wrong way. Now they just line up perfectly. So this is the LCTV Mix 7 one, and if I just mute these two and unmute these two, we see that they also line up absolutely perfectly, especially if I just delay one of them a little bit in time. So this method really just copies the IR. I should say, of course, that it is really important in the cap block that you're trying to, where you're trying to capture something, that you don't have any of the preamp running, and also none of the room or air simulations, because otherwise you will get a wrong result. Anyway, this is now the perfect IR copy, and these are panned, and this one is the other one, again panned. So let's start the synth block once again. To me, this is a perfect copy, and it's much more reliable than what we got using the Tonematch feature, where the sound really was close, but on the other hand, we also got an IR capture that looks like this or this, and it's just not close enough when you have spent hours upon hours doing the perfect mixes in your cab block, that you then get something that's just looking sort of like the real thing. So I would definitely recommend using the proper IR capture method. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and that's it for today, for tonight.